JavaScript tutorial 5. We're looking at if, else if, and else statements. Let's start off with an example. Let's say if, and then a set of brackets. In the brackets, let's put 16 is less than 17. This is called our condition. If the condition evaluates to true, then whatever is in the curly braces that follow is going to be executed. Let's just write console.log 16 is less than 17. So running this right now, obviously we're going to get 16 is less than 17. Usually we'll actually be using variables in our if-else statements. Let's do that right now. Let's say let num dogs equal 16 and let num cats equal 17. And then inside of our condition for the if statement, let's say if num dogs is less than num cats. Num dogs is less than num cats right now, so we'll get whatever we put in here printed out. Let's just put there are less dogs than cats. Let's run this, and we get to there are less dogs than cats. Now we're going to put an else statement in. We're going to say else, and then a set of curly braces. And the else statement is for if we want there to be code that executes if the if statement evaluates to false. So if the expression above evaluates to false, then the else will execute. So in ours, we'll just put console.log there are more dogs than cats. There could be an equal number of dogs and cats, but we'll get to that after. For now, we're just saying there are less or more. So if we change num dogs to 18, then now we're going to get there are more dogs than cats. So the else statement only executes if the if statement evaluates to false. Now let's put in a statement for if there's an equal number of dogs and cats. This is going to be an else if statement. An else if statement is just like an if statement, but it only gets evaluated if the if statement above it is false. If the original if statement evaluates to true, then the else if statement won't even be looked at. Right now we'll just say else if num dogs is equal to the number of cats. And notice that I used a double equal sign because in JavaScript a single equal sign is the assignment operator. The double equal sign just compares two items to see if they're equal. So we have else if num dogs is equal to the number of cats, then whatever is in the following curly braces will execute. So let's run this a few times and see what we get just with different values for num dogs and num cats. First, we just have to put a console.log in here. Let's say console.log there are an equal number of dogs and cats. So the first thing that will get looked at here is, are there less dogs than there are cats? If there are less dogs than there are cats, then all of this here won't be looked at. The execution will just jump to whatever is after this whole if else if block here. So that is the first thing that will get evaluated. And then this second else if statement will get evaluated if the first if statement evaluates to false. And then this last else is only going to execute if both the else if and the if both evaluate to false. So if num dogs is not less than num cats, and if num dogs is not equal to num cats, then whatever we have in our else block is going to execute. So we can run this right now and we'll just get there are more dogs than cats. And let's make it an equal amount now. Let's go 18 dogs, 18 cats. And now we'll get there are an equal number of dogs and cats. And a few important things to note for anyone who's never written if else if blocks before. All of this is only possible if we have this first if statement. So we can't just have else if and else statements by themselves. We need the first if statement. We can also put in multiple else if statements. There can only be one if and one else in here, but we can put in as many else if statements as we want in the middle. We could also get rid of this else statement if we wanted to. In our program, it wouldn't really make sense right now because there should be 3 options, but it is an option in programs to just have an if statement followed by an else if statement.